Good morning, students. Welcome to the civics class. And please open your history book under the civics section, page number 124, 25, and 26. Today's discussion is on the impact of the directive principles of state policy. And I will begin with the general principles. Just to tell you that we have completed the Gandhian principles and just discussed over the general principles. Just to recap these few things, I would like to begin from the general principles of state policy, under which the state should take steps. The first point is the state should take steps to safeguard our environment. What are they? Environment, forest and wildlife. Proper measures should be taken to reduce pollution. So pollution is the biggest concern in today's environment. Is a concern for all over the world. So state should take. Here it doesn't mean the particular state like West Bengal and Jharkhand and Bihar or other states but then country as a whole should take some measures to safeguard the environment and reduce pollutions. Monuments, places of historical artistic importance should be protected from being spoiled, disfigured, destroyed and removed. You understand that. You might have visited some of the historical places and then you might have seen people writing their names or removing the doors and the windows, nothing is there, and then spitting, dirtying and throwing the wrappers. All those things have been done in the historical places. You go and see that thousands, hundreds they have signed as if it is there. Signatures, writing filthy things. Okay, every citizen should have an equal opportunity to be able to seek justice. This is very, very important. Without any prejudices, without any without any discrimination on the basis of economic disability or caste or creed or any other diversities. Civil court should be available to all the citizens throughout India. Court is for all to seek justice, and court should ensure justice to the person who has not done unfaulted. Those who have faulted, those who have made mistake, they should be punished. Wrongdoers should be punished. It should maintain honorable relationship with the other nations of the world. Yes, it should also encourage respect for the international law and the treaty made between the nations or on the boundaries and should finish up the disputes by arbitration, talk, dialogue, not by fight. So fighting begets fighting, or war begets war. War generates war. So these are the things that you have to keep in mind. The impact of directive principles of state policy. What is the effect of impact here? Meaning how much it has affected in the lives of the people. The directive principles have great significance, very, very important. Why? They highlight the primary objects of our nations. Yes, this is the most important objects. These policies highlight it and bring forward into the minds of the government while making policies. If they don't do that, these are the basic thing. which aims at the overall development of all citizens. It's not a particular, but all. And the improvement of their socio-economic conditions. See that? So it is very, very important. They act as a guideline, you see. These principles act as a guidelines to the government in framing the policies and laws. They give the people both political and economic democracy, freedom, democracy. They are the means to check the performance of the government. Yeah. They also watch over the performance of the government and raise their voice if they are not able to do it, not fulfill the needs, basic needs of its citizens. Like today we have since more than a week, farmers are agitating. Farmers are against the government policies that they have made laws on the farmers, on the farming, on agricultural laws, and so they are agitating. They are not happy with the policies, with the law that government has issued recently. They are not happy, so they are opposing, raising their voice. It is because of this. They have got the right, every right to raise their voice in the democracy. This is the meaning here. And so they are the means to check the performances. By this they are checking up the performance of the government. Their ultimate goal is to create welfare state. Though there still are some gaps in the implementation of the directive principles, we can see that a lot of progress has been taken place. In spite of that, lot of progress has taken place, yes. Some improvements are listed below. Some seats have already been reserved for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and backward classes of people. Untouchability has been made punishable offense, yes. It was not punishable, now it is punishable. Primary education has been made compulsory for all children to the age of 14, yes. It has become a law now. Since 2009, it has become a law. So, if any child is deprived or not given education and sent for work and earn money, then they will be punished. Steps have been taken to encourage the cottage and the small-scale industries. In order to take democracy to the grassroots level, Panchayati Raj say, yes, under this Panchayati Raj, most important one, the most important point of Mahatma Gandhi's ideologies of Mahatma Gandhi, Panchayati Raj has been introduced in all over the country. This has also led to the inclusion of people in the lowest level of government. So village panchayat is the lowest level of the government, lowest level. Then comes the Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha or something. Jamindari system had been abolished. Yes, Jamindari system has abolished, and now people have their own ownership of land. So create economic stability in the country, and surplus land of the landlords were equally distributed amongst the landless people, poor people. Okay. To stop the exploitation of the weaker section of workers, laws were made for better working conditions, and wages were legalized, lawfully fixed according to the work. All these steps have been taken for the general welfare of the country and its citizens, to bring social and economic stability, so that equal, fair economic and social distribution or justice has to be imparted. That is what. Now, what are the difference between the fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy? Just go through it. These rights are judiciable and enforceable in the court, whereas the directive principles is non-judiciable. That means you cannot fight on the basis of the directive principles of state policy. You cannot file case. Court will not see that. But indirectly, you are, since they have not implemented directive principle of state policy, some people are suffering and they are having the injustice is given on the economic and social justice, then they can fight. Yes. Fundamental rights protect civil liberties like the freedom of speech and expression, whereas directive principles of state policy indicate the socio-economic objectives, not the freedom factor. Fundamental rights at times seem to be negative. For instance, for example, even a criminal is given some right to fight his or her case. It is because of the democracy. See, directive principles always seems to be positive, always positive, permitting help to the needy. For instance, free legal help to the needy. Free legal help is given, and for that we have got the Lok Adalat. Lok Adalat is the best example that has been introduced in our country to give justice faster. Within a day, parties are called, and then in front of the retired judge, Supreme Court judge, they decide and discussed and finished off the cases. With that, people, they are able, peace comes, then stability comes, the so much loss of money and time and energy is saved. So fundamental rights are some basic rights that every human being is guaranteed in our country. For instance, right to freedom, religion, speech, education, constitutional remedies. All these are fundamental rights. Fundamental duties are the set of duties that every individual must follow in order to fulfill or uplift his or her country. For instance, the abiding by the decrees, the orders, decrees here, orders, or the set in the constitution, laws that are set in the constitution, you have to abide, and protecting natural resources and national monuments. These are important. So we are to conclude that the Indian government has been trying its level best to improve the condition of our country and transform it into a welfare state. And it is all the government whoever comes after 5 years of changes and all that is different matter, but all of them are trying to bring India, to make India into a welfare state. However, it still needs a long way to go to achieve its goal. Okay. So with that, I have completed this civic section. You can go through, and next live class you can ask the doubts and clarify. You can also ask me through the phone. Thank you.